Hello everyone, welcome to my videos. Myself Ashwin Nayak. From today, let us start the ninth standard social science subject. So in this subject, we have studied that in the geographical part, the second chapter, physiographic divisions of Karnataka. The lesson name is the physiographic divisions of Karnataka. So in this chapter, we have to learn about the main objectives. So I did first one, the futures of Karnataka to enter the detailed studies in this Karnatakas. And then the physical divisions of Karnataka. So which are the physical divisions do we have to study it in this chapter? And then the hills and the highest peaks of this Karnatakas. So these are all information. So these are all objectives we have to learn from in this chapter. And then next, let us start the chapter physiographic divisions of Karnataka. Okay, look at that scene. Some other peaks, coastlines, and then falls. So these are all what we have to study in these chapters. So Karnataka state is a part of peninsular India and has diverse to that the physical features. Its southern part consists of undulating the photographies, whereas the northern part is the West Plains. There is a great contrast between the coastal areas and Malnad regions. The land slopes slightly towards to the east and steeply towards the west. This is traveled by the many widening with the valley of Gorgas. The most of areas of the state is 450 to 900 meters above the sea level. In the state, the 450 to 900 meters above the sea level. Some areas are the more than the 1800 meters above for the sea level. So on the basis structure of Karnataka can be divided into the three important the physical divisions. So there are at the first one the coastal plains, the Malnad region, and the Maidan region. So in these three types we have to divide into the basic structure to relief to the Karnataka to the major important the physical divisions. At the first one the coastal plain, second one the Malnar region, and the third one the Maidan region. Okay, next we have to study at the first one the coastal plain. The state on the linguistic basis to Karnataka acquired sea coast and coastal plain as the part of these territories. And then these physical divisions to lies between the Arabian Sea and the Malnad region. The coastline extends to 320 kilometers from Mangaluru in the south to Karwar in north. It wides ways from the 12 to 64 kilometer. It is broad in the south and becomes to the narrow strips. Its highest is more than to 200 meters above the sea level. It is called the Kenara or the Karnataka coastline. So the above the sea level of 200 meters, it is called as Canara or the Karnataka coastline. And the next, the many fast flowing rivers to cut through the coastal areas is forwarded by the sea version. The rivers have formed estuaries to, however, there are no delts in these areas. So there are the many ports along to the coastline, among them the New Mangalore. So especially in the Karnataka coastal line, it is popularity to the Mangaluru ports. It is the major port of this Karnataka. So which are the major ports harbor in the Karnataka is that, okay, look at that. So Bhatkala, Malpe, Karwar, Kumta, Belekere and Honnavara are the fishing ports. The many beautiful beaches are formed along with the sea coast. So attracts tourists. Some of these the prominent beach are the Panambur. The Ullala and the Someshwara beach are near to the Mangalore. The Malpe near to the Udupi, Karwar in the north. So Murdeshwar near Honnavara, Maravante and the Om beach near to that the Gokar. And then there are the small island located near the sea coast. Among them are the Saint Mary's Island. It is to call for this the coconut island anta karitare. It is near to that Malpe. Anja near the Karwa and Devagad, Kanjigudda Iceland. There are the notable. The main occupation. So the main occupations of these people near to the coastline is fishing. Agricultural is also the another important occupation. Crops like the cashews, coconut, walnut, cardamom, and the paddy, they are the grow here. Dakshina Kannada, there are the crops like this: the cashews, coconut, the walnut, and then the cardamom and the paddy are the grow to the main plains to in the nearest to coastal to agricultural development of these occupations. And then in the Dakshina Kannada, the Udupi and the Uttar Kannada are the coastline districts of this Karnataka. Okay, look at that. So in the Dakshina Kannada, Udupi and Uttara Kannada are the coastline districts of this Karnataka. So these are all work. It is the main importance to the coastal plains areas. And then we have to know that the new Mangaluru airport or the new Mangaluru ports is called to the gateway of Karnataka. The Mangalore is the main the harbor city to the Karnataka. The orally the main porting or all import or export to that in this harbor. So that is called to the gateway of Karnataka. The new Mangalore ports is called as the gateway of Karnataka. And then the Saint Mary Island is refers to the locally as Tanseparas. And then there is the Netrani Island near to that Murdeshwara, and it has the plenty of Figions. It is known as to the Fijian is Iceland. It is called to that the Murdeshwara, and it is has plenty of this Fijian. So it is known as to the Fijian Iceland. So this is the informations about that at the first physical divisions of this Karnataka. At the first one is the coastal plains. And then the second one, the Malnad region. In the Western Ghats in our state are referred to as the Malnad or the land of hills. There are also called to that is the Sahyadri regions ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And then the Malnad runs the parallels to the coastal line from the north to south. They have stepped terrace like that, the slopes in the west and these gentle slopes in the eastern part side. The hence they are called for the Ghat. And then there are the 650 kilometers in the length and the 50 to 76 kilometers in the wide. The heights range from the 900 to the 1500 meters from the sea level. Okay, how many heights of the sea level? There are the highest range for this 900 to the 1500 meters from the sea level. This hills the obstruct to the Rhine Bar is widening from the Arabian Sea and cause the heavy rains often more than to the 200 centimeters. The highest peaks in this region are Mullayanagiri. The highest peaks in the regions are this Mullayanagiri and then Kudremukha and then Kallatigiri, Rudragiri and Deva Ramana are the highest peaks region in this the Malnad region. So all these peaks are in the Chikkamangaluru districts. Look at that. At that left side, we have to see there that is the Mullayanagiri. It is one of the highest peaks in this Karnataka. And then in this right side, left side, we have to see there that is the Mullayanagiri, and this right side, it is to the Kudremukha. It is also one of the very popularity of these high peaks in our state and that Chikkamangaluru districts. It is also one of the very popular to the highest peak, and then it is one of the very good to the trekking place also. And then the beside this the our peaks or Malnad regions are Ballarayana Durga and Martigudda, Pushyapagiri and Kodachadri. So this is also among them the Mullayanagiri, especially the Mullayanagiri. It is to the 1930 meters, the highest peaks in the state. So Mullayanagiri, this is the one of the highest peak. Its height is the 1913 meters. So it is called to the highest peak in our state. And then the routes from the eastern plains of this Karnataka to the coastal plains across to the Western Ghats are called to the mountain passages. These important passages are the okay, and then the important the passes are that at that first one, that is the Charmudi Ghat. It links to Mangalore to Chikmagalur. And then second one, the Shirdi Ghat. It links to the Hasan, Sakleshpur and Mangalore. And then Agumbe Ghat. It links to Shimoga and Udupi. And Hulikal Ghat. It links to Shimoga to Kundapur. So these are the main Ghati sections or the ghats in the mountain patches of this our Karnataka region. It's really so when we are to travel on this road, it was really fantastic. We have to see their amazing nature, to how there in these ghats it is to the high about the sea level. We have to see the beautiful the nature in this god, and then one of the thrill we have to enjoy this when we have passed on this road. And the next, since this Malnad region the receives to the heavy rainfall, it has attracts hill resorts covered with the dense evergreen forests. It is the birthplace of these many rivers, the which and when they was fast down to the steep slopes. From the waterfall and the wonderful waterfalls also. At that first one we have to see that is the Jog Falls. It is the birthplace of this Sharavati river. Is the highest waterfall of this India. The other prominent waterfalls are the Unchalli, Mogad, and Gokak, Shivana Samudra, and Abhay Falls are Abhay Falls. So these are all were the one of the prominent waterfall. Unchalli Falls, Magod Falls, Gokak Falls, and then Shivana Samudra Falls, and then the Abhay Falls. So these are all were the very important to we have to see their waterfall in our Karnataka. The rivers has led to the formations of these values and this good case. And then we have to see there the coffee, tea, rubber, plantations and these the spices are grown to the abundant area of the slopes. So in this region we have to see that the very spicy masalas we have to see and then enjoy on these flavors. And then tea also, it is to one of the very the beautiful the flavor to the coffee. And then prepared for this rubber, it is although abundant area are the slopes of this we have to see there in our Karnataka. And then the coffee is grown the widely to the Chikmagalur. It is called to the land of coffee. There are the so many areas we have to see there in this Chikmagalur. It is growing to the coffee estate. And then Kodagu district is known as also the Kashmir of Karnataka, because it is to the very cool weather. And then the orange are grown abundantly in Kodagu district, so it is also refers to as the land of orange. So in this Kodagu district we have to see there we has to grow into the so many oranges, so it is called to the land of orange. At the present Malnad, at that present Malnad has been identified as the biodiversity zone and protected. It is definitely because the various forms we have to see there, the various weathers we have to see there, the various the biological zone ಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಿ them. The Hasan, Kodagu and then Shumoga and then Chikmagalur are the districts of this Malnad region. So in this place we have to see that there are the heavy rainfall, especially in these districts. So we have to call for this in these four districts to the Malnad region ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So these are all informations about that. The second one, the Malnad region also. And then third one, the Maidan region. In this topic, we have to study in my next class. Okay. Okay, thank you for watching this videos.